He wanted them to adjudicate on his demand for an autonomous Natal. The ANC and the government opposed this.
The election couldn't be postponed. You had millions of people who had focused on these election days as the days of liberation. And you couldn't say postpone the day of liberation because the IFP and Chief Buthelezi are not yet ready.
The government, which had moved troops into KwaZulu, would not budge, and with less than a month to go before the election, Buthelezi was faced with a stark decision if he continued to hold out.
There was a realization on the side of Inkatha that not participating faced them with a major choice, and that would be the choice of going to the bush. And that they realized, because the leadership of Inkatha, I sincerely believe, didn't want war and doesn't want war, that would lead them into a situation of declaring a form of war.
If he didn't squeeze into the process in that last 10 days, he would be completely and utterly eliminated from the political scene.
In a last-minute move, de Klerk and Mandela made a few face-saving offers.
At the national and provincial levels,
they agreed also that as soon as possible after elections, that there would be international mediation. It was on that basis. Because then, for me, from the point of view of a politician, it was very stupid of me at that point, without canvassing, without voter education, without any money, to then undertake to participate in an election, even a few days' time. But I had no excuse whatsoever for not doing so.
With 8 days to go, a great burden of fear slipped away. The threat of the country descending into chaos at last receded. Inkatha, the election's last formidable opponent, would participate. To add them to the ballot paper, 80 million stickers had to be printed. More than 19 million people voted. The ANC won 63%, the National Party 20%, Inkatha 10%. De Klerk, who became the second of 2 deputy presidents, reflected on the transition he had initiated.
4 years and 3 months ago, I said in Parliament that the time had come.
He claimed his original objectives had been fulfilled.
We have seen the end of discrimination. We have equality before the law. Minority rights have been secured.
When de Klerk made his speech on the 2nd February 1990, he thought that by unburning the ANC, he would be able to control political events in our country. I don't believe that he knew that he was actually unleashing a force which he would find far, far, far beyond his own political imagination and control.
On May the 10th, 1994, Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as the first president of a democratic South Africa. The whole world, from US Vice President Al Gore to Fidel Castro, came to Pretoria, the capital which for half a century had been an international outcast. New ministers, allies, and former rivals were in attendance. Mandela's new government was formed in line with Joe Slovo's compromise. Slovo himself, by now gravely ill, was in the cabinet.
I never really worked out in my mind whether I would or wouldn't live to see it. But I thought always that it was within the realm of possibility that I would live to see the transformation that has taken place. I feel that we can all leave this earth in peace, having achieved what we have achieved.